Hey guys, we're super excited to be here at the LA Fit Expo. It's our third year in a row. And what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be launching a tasty pastry. It's a low-carb Pop-Tart. It's got 3 to 4 grams of net carbs. And we love this show. This is our best place to be in LA.
Welcome back to Legendary Foods Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Thursday, May 27th, 2021. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. Now that the Olympia is less than 20 weeks away, we're starting to see the first round of progress photos trickle out from some of our big-name athletes. And today we're leading things off with a brand new update from reigning and defending 212 champ Shaun Clarida. The early report from Shaun is that he's starting his prep at 203 and he feels good about where he's at. That, and from here on out, he's all business. Shaun is one of the rare few who never misses the mark. And with this being his first title defense, I wouldn't expect that to change now. But it's been well documented how deep this division is at the top. So I guess now the real question becomes whether or not any of the top 3 or 4 contenders have enough firepower to stand in there and win the battle. Now, in addition to Shaun, James Hollingshead was one of the other big names who came out of hibernation this week to drop his first Olympia update. To be honest, I'm not entirely sure how much James weighs in these photos, but I'm positive he's over 300 pounds. And for as long as I've known him, this is the leanest I've ever seen him when he's been over 300. And when you take that into account, along with the fact that last season was easily the best of his pro career, I think it's reasonable to set the bar a little bit higher this year in terms of our expectations. And if he rises to the occasion, he could end up being a legitimate top 8 threat, depending on how things shake out. I think if you polled most of the classic physique fans about who they thought was going to win the Olympia this year, 2-time defending champ Chris Bumstead would probably win by a landslide. But I will say this, there are some guys at the top of that division who can give some problems to him if he's not at 100%. And if Steve Laureus can find a way to make it to the dance this year, he definitely falls into that category. This week we saw a few updates from Steve's camp that caused a lot of excitement from fans of the division, even though we haven't heard any official word from Steve about where he plans to compete next. But now that we have a confirmed date for the Arnold Classic in September, that does feel like it would be the perfect landing spot for him. Not to mention the fact that it would still give him a few weeks to iron things out before the Olympia in October. I know I just mentioned this a second ago, but we do have a confirmed date now for the Arnold Classic. It's being held in Columbus, Ohio on September 25th, and you better log on to get your tickets now if you want to see Missy Truscott defend her Fitness International title. On Monday, Missy went on the record to say that she was absolutely planning to compete at the Arnold, and she also confirmed that she's already started her contest prep. Obviously, it goes without saying that Missy will come in as the pre-show favorite, but history tells us that defending fitness champs usually do pretty well in their title defenses there. And when you take into account the fact that she will have had way more of a rest than she would have had if they held the show in March the way they usually do, it does feel like it's one more thing that's stacked in her favor. But there's a lot that can happen between now and September, which leaves plenty of time for someone to rise up to the challenge. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.